You're a rebel, getting into trouble. You're kinda like a fire, like a fire, like a fire. Unpredictable, so original. You were never backing down, backing down, backing down. That's what I like about you. So dangerous, I get this rush when I'm with you. I go all in to lose or win. Real things up to knock 'em down. It's the way we keep our high, moving like a hurricane. There will come a time for when we can wash away your sins, settle down, but until then, we're like a hurricane. You're so different, kind of ignorant. You don't care what people say, people say, people say.
What's up, y'all? I don't have to make no noise back here. What's up, y'all? Joining me in the studio today is my staff. We'll get to why the guests couldn't make it in a minute. I'm not gonna read, but I'm gonna be real about it. Welcome to the Pink Palace. You're watching the Come Out Talk Show. I am your host, Pink Princess. Thank you for watching. We had some stuff planned, but it's not gonna go as planned. So, I pull tricks out of my hat, out of my bra, out of my ass, and here we go. Let's start the show. Boop, boop. Okay, we had a show planned. We had a guest that was supposed to come by. He's been here before. I guess he's moody today. It was a lot of attitude. Asked him to be at the studio 2:15 like we asked everybody else. He told me, I don't see why I need to get there at 2:15 to watch you get dressed and set up the studio. I'll be there at 2:45. That was strike one. I ain't clapped back. Strike two was when I gave him, he asked me, oh, I need the address. I'm like, but you've been here before. Anyway, gave him the address. He was like, well, I'm not going to get there for another hour and a half. And this was at 2 p.m. So I said, never mind, you don't have to come. And then it just proceeded from there. So before you get the story, we have receipts because we do everything by text. And watch your mouth. That's all I have to say. Boop, boop. Anyway, getting right to it. So we might cut the show a little short today because I'm hot and I got some stuff to do. If you haven't checked out Dear Diary, a transgender love story to herself, it is now playing on all podcast platforms, my favorite being Amazon Music. Again, thank you for watching. My name is Pink Princess. And last week, if you joined us, we talked about, what did we talk about? Stages of consciousness, right? And we went over all that. Recap: unconsciously unconscious, consciously unconscious, consciously conscious, and unconsciously conscious. So I was supposed to take this quiz, the Recovery Capital Assessment Interview Tool. So I'm going to get right to it. If you'd like to join me, grab yourself a piece of paper and a pen, and we'll get right to it. I hope y'all are doing well. This person was also set out to do the talent show. So I've made a decision as far as the talent show. Thank you for all your submissions. There were video submissions. Unfortunately, we're not doing it that way. We would like you to come to the studio to do your talent and then come back for talent show day. So we're gonna keep the talent show open for about another 2 weeks. If we don't get at least 2 more submissions, unfortunately, we are going to cancel the talent show this week. But we do have 1 submission in, and don't you worry, we will have a treat for you if we don't get any more submissions. So let's get to it. Recovery Capital Assessment Interview Tool. So the first one is Social Recovery Capital. So it states, and here's what you have to do. You have to answer the question, and then you have to write the potential area for growth, and then you put some notes on the side. So this is how I'm going to do it. I have an intimate partner that's supportive of my recovery process. So in my notes, I'm going to write no partner wanted. And I'm also going to write, is this a potential area for growth? Yes. Maybe in the future, I may be open to it. But as for now, no, I'm good. I'm good being single. I love my single life. Maybe we'll talk about that next week. We'll talk about why I love my single life next week. And I got a story for y'all. I'm dying to tell y'all. So maybe I'll be my guest for today, and I'll talk to y'all about something that happened this week. It's pretty funny. I have family members who are supportive of my recovery process. I'm gonna have to write no there because maybe y'all know my story, maybe y'all don't. I do not see it for my birth canal or the people that I associate with being born into. I don't. And is there potential room for growth? No. I have friends who are supportive of my recovery process. I'm going to put a question mark there because in order to be a friend, you have to be a good friend. And I consider myself a good friend. So I question some of my friendships when they are either disrespectful or there's no meaning for them, or people just want to call you friend just to call you friend. A friend is a thin line between friend and not friend, I'll just say. So is there room for potential growth there? I'm going to put yes. I have people close to me, intimate partner, family members, or friends who are also in recovery. I'm going to say yes. I have people who are close to me that are in recovery. We understand each other. I don't bother them, and they don't bother me with the bullshit and the nonsense and the drama. You catch where I'm going? Because when you're focusing on your recovery, you don't really have no room for drama and stuff. Corell, I see you. And is there room for potential growth there? There's always room for growth there. I have established a close affiliation with a local recovery support group. I'm going to say yes. There is a support group that I frequent often. Let me see, 2, 4, 6, 8 times a month. I go there and I just make sure I got all the information. I listen to other people's stories. I share sometimes, and I get a lot out of it. And it's really helping me in my recovery process. Like I've set up a lot of different things. I talked about last week how I set up this show as part of my recovery, and I just keep myself connected in positive things and with positive people. Is there room for growth there? Absolutely, always. I have a sponsor who serves as a special mentor related to my recovery. I'm going to say no. I have counselors and I have people that I can talk to when I need, but I don't feel like I need a sponsor. I don't need someone on top of me making sure. And I'm not sure if that's what the sponsor is, but I'm just saying I don't have one and I don't feel like I need one. Is there room for growth there? No, because I'm not open to it. There are other people who rely on me to support their own recoveries. Yes. I'm affiliated with a few organizations and I'm a people person. I love people. I pretty much get along with people and I definitely empathize with their recovery and I connect with them because I can relate to them. I have a lived experience that allows me to, and I'm open to people. Now, I shut my phone off now at like 10 p.m. because sometimes it rings off the hook. It rings at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. And sometimes you have to disconnect just to maintain certain boundaries and also to keep yourself sane and okay. If I have to get up at 6 a.m. every day, 8 a.m. every day, there's no need for my phone to be going off at 3 a.m. Usually just to help someone walk them through a troubled situation. There are hotlines for that, and maybe we could provide them with some numbers sometimes. Not today though, because today is not going as planned, and it's okay though. So I'm going to say yes, there is potential area for growth in that area. So physical recovery capital. Same thing, put your notes and then potential area for growth. Okay. Number one, I have the financial resources to provide for myself and my family. I'm not answering that question because that's nobody's business. Is there potential area for growth there? Absolutely. Number two, I have personal transportation or access to public transportation. Yes, I do. And is there potential area for growth? Yes, there is. I live in a home in a neighborhood that is safe and secure. Hell no. And that's what I wrote. Hell no. The neighborhood is not so safe. There are places that I definitely avoid on a daily. Shootouts and stuff. You know, you got to duck when you go over there. And but as far as where I live, yes, absolutely safe. I have 24-hour doorman, 24-hour security. I can push a button in my apartment. It'll contact security, who will contact police, fire department, or whatever I need. So, yeah, my living space is pretty safe. And this will all make sense in the end, why they ask these questions. I live in an environment free. I live in an environment free from alcohol and other drugs. In my home, yes. We talked about this last week. Will I have a drink when I want to? Will I smoke marijuana when I want to? But anything else that is detrimental to my recovery and my safety, then no. So I'm going to put yes, it is free, but not for the questions that they asked. How dare you ask me, is my home free of alcohol? Is there potential room for growth? I'm going to say yes, because recovery is something that you have to maintain, as we talked about last week. I have a primary care physician who attends to my health problems. Yes, I've always keep a good rapport with my doctor, and that area is fine. I am now in reasonably good health. I'm going to say yes. It's not excellent, but it's not poor. It's above good, somewhere in the middle between excellent and good because I'm getting older. I have an active plan to manage any lingering or potential health problems. Yes, absolutely. Okay. I'm going to skip the physical recovery one because they're asking more. Human recovery capital. Okay. I have a stable job that I enjoy and that provides for my basic necessities. I'm not answering that question. I have an education or work environment that is conducive to my long-term recovery. Absolutely. I have recovery rituals that are now part of my daily life. Absolutely. My immediate physical environment contains literature, tokens, posters, and other symbols of my commitment to my recovery. No, I don't have like stay drug-free posters around my home. I don't have the affirmations. In the beginning, I had a bunch of affirmations, maybe on my window, next to my bed, on the mirror, next to the TV. Definitely, I had one taped to the back of the remote control that said, "You can do it, take it day by day," because that remote control is always in my hand. That's something that I always saw. And the notes just reminded me and gave me positive affirmation that I can indeed do this and take it step by step. I had a profound experience that marked the beginning of departing of my commitment to recovery. Oh, I'm sorry. I had a profound experience that marked the beginning or deepening of my commitment to recovery. Yes and no. I knew exactly where I wanted to go with my recovery. And today, like I said, I'm clean and sober. Being clean and sober is a whole different experience. It kind of feels like you're born again. But I'll say this too: don't take on so many projects that you get burnt out. In the beginning, that's what I did. I took on so many projects. I said yes to everything: showing up, talking, speaking, working, coming here, coming there, and it just burnt me out to the point where I was just tired. I was always just constantly tired. And today I don't do that so much. I have a schedule, and Cruella gets on me a lot about where I need to be because I'll forget. I'll clearly forget. Don't bother me. I'm busy right now. I have someone in the studio, but they're not a part of the show. They're not affiliated with the show. No. Human recovery continued. I now have goals and great hopes for my future. Absolutely. I want to go back to school. When I decide what it is that I want to do, I will do that. I set out to go to school. I had my bachelor's, and I really wanted to get my master's, but I missed a lot of days in school. I went to an online school, and I missed so many days when it came time to take the finals. I failed that shit. Failed it completely. I have a problem solving skills and resources that I lacked during my years of active addiction. No, the only problem solving skill that I may lack is when I have to interact with someone who is being disrespectful, or more disrespectful. I have a problem with my response because I feel like if you're going to disrespect me, then you're giving me the green light to disrespect you. Call me old-fashioned, call me evil, call me what you want. I don't care. I definitely live by eye for an eye. Sometimes. It depends on what is the situation. Sometimes I don't want people to keep coming for me, or somebody's disrespecting me and somebody's looking and now they have the idea, oh, I can disrespect her too. Nope. Remember what I said last week? Go back to it if you need a refresher. I feel like I have meaningful, positive participation in my family and community. In my community, yes, absolutely. I'm involved with the community. I love the community. I belong to the mental health community. I belong to the HIV community. I belong to the Black powerful trans women community, and a few more communities. So I definitely build community. I belong to the Kiki scene community. I haven't joined the house. I'm learning, but a particular place that I'm affiliated with, we host the Kiki Lounge every second and fourth Tuesdays of the month. And it's exciting and a wonderful experience to meet all these young adults that come from different walks of life. For me, they're a breath of fresh air. They're talented and creative. I get excited when I'm in their presence, and I just feel real special to be working with them, and that although they come to our space, that they allow me to be a part of their world and their space. That means so much to me, and I just want to give a little come out talk show clap to the youth who are doing it out there and who are standing steadfast in who they are. And I just admire you all so much, and keep going and keep doing the things that you're doing. Today I have a clear sense of who I am. Yes, that was one of the questions if you're following along. Today I have a clear sense of who I am. Absolutely. Absolutely. Wasn't always the case to have a clear sense of who you are. A lot of times in my life, because I was raised by so many different cultures and so many different people, I ultimately shaped my life sometimes behind that and intertwined. Maybe I just latched on to, they call it the meat and potatoes of a conversation, or of, for me, in culture. So I took all the meat of the culture and applied it to myself. Let me read that one today. Today I have a clear sense of who I am. And I know exactly who I am today. I always say I know what I won't tolerate, but sometimes I don't know what I too much like and enjoy. So I have to try different things, different activities, different people. Don't sample too many people though. And if you're going to sample too many people, you all know how to protect yourselves. Excuse me. I know that my life has purpose. Absolutely. I tried to commit suicide 3 times in my life. I had 3 moments in my life where I said, fuck this shit. I can't take it no more. I don't want to fucking be here. Attempted, failed, and I'm still here. So I clearly have purpose in life. I'm looking forward to getting old. I don't know how old I'm gonna get, but I'm looking forward to getting there. When it's my time, and I will gladly and graciously bow out. Now, like I have a choice. I'm looking forward to seeing my ancestors and some of the people that I lost in my life. That's my belief, and that's what I'm sticking to. So, but there's absolutely a purpose for my life. My purpose is, I can't tell you, because somebody told me sometimes you have to keep some stuff to yourself. Okay. Service to others is now an important part of my life. Absolutely. I love to serve people in the community that need it. I don't give too much advice, because I feel like advice is only should be given if asked, or if you ask someone, hey, can I give you some advice? A lot of people just come out and they start giving you all this advice. Sometimes it's bad advice. What may work for one may not work for the next. So keep in mind when you're just telling people, and I wasn't on this kick where now I am in recovery and I'm clean and sober, where now I have to go out and think I'm better than everyone else and tell everyone else, this is how I did it, this is the right way, this is how you should do it. I never do that. I listen to people's stories, and I ask them what areas do they need help in, and if I'm qualified to help them in those areas. And where I'm not qualified to help them, you then can pass someone off as a referral, or I gather more information for them, or we gather information together, and it works like that. But I'm having a great time being a service to others, definitely. My personal values and sense of right or wrong have become clearer and stronger in the recent years. As a former youth pastor, my values and morals stem right there. And integrity. You hear me talk about integrity a lot. Who you are as a person shapes where you're going in life. I'm sorry. If you want to be rude and mean to people all the time, then you stay stuck in your stagnant, evil, non-productive life. And don't blame me for you being late. That was more of a personal dig. Sometimes I do that. But I use myself a lot in the conversations that I'm having, and I connect them with people I know so that I can sit here and have something to talk about. But I'm not getting on anybody. And pause for a minute. And I'm not going to beg nobody to be my friend ever. I'm not going to beg somebody to be their friend. I'm not going to beg nobody to show up for me. And I'm not going to go back and forth with you, any of you. Community recovery capital. Yeah, Krill is mad at me. I'm almost done, Krill. Community recovery capital. I continue to participate in a continuing care program for an addiction treatment program, groups, alumni association meetings, etc. Yeah, I go to groups. I go to groups only to get some bullshit off of me sometimes, talk about my experiences, not so much to go get advice, sometimes to listen to other people's stories, because just when you think you have it bad, you hear something about somebody and you just know, wow, maybe I don't have it all that bad. I have professional assistance program that is monitoring and supporting my recovery process. Absolutely not. I don't like when people monitor me and tell me what to do. So it's quiet for that. I have access to a recovery support group in my local community. Yes, some of these are repetitive. I have access to online recovery support groups if I need. Absolutely. Well, that's the recovery capital assessment. I hope you enjoyed taking it with me. We're going to do more shows like that where, because I'm trained in like seeking safety and some other areas. So I'm going to start putting some stuff together where I can come out and talk about stuff like that. Because last week went pretty good. I got some great feedback. My homegirl, Karen with the Q. Karen, I love you. Shouting you out. She hit me up and she said, oh my God, that was a great show you did last week. And I enjoyed her feedback wholeheartedly. So I'm going to take a break and I'll be right back with my Queen of Hearts moment. You're watching the Come Out Talk Show. I am your host, Pink Princess. We'll be right back.
My friends are in the club, we'll go all night. I see you in the back, the mood is right. If I just had your number, I would let you know how I feel. Up to me, stop dancing to the music and the taste. Like this was meant to be. Take my hand, I feel my heart beat. I don't want this moment to stop. Time to go home. Don't want this night to end. Yeah, but time to stop pretending. Come home with me. Let's write a history. Tonight we'll make it see. It's all about us. It's all about us. As we dance
Welcome back to the Come Out Talk Show. So, my Queen of Hearts moment today. Excuse me. That was nasty, right? Excuse me. I need one of those at-home COVID tests. I have some, and I would like to take one when it's not COVID. I'm sure it's not. It's probably because I smoke a lot of weed. Like, I smoke a lot of weed. My Queen of Hearts moment today. So, we were supposed to have a guest that would come on and talk about detransitioning. So, here's what I'll say about detransitioning. There came a point in my life where I reached 18 years old. Now, prior to this, we soft as kids. We are soft. My bone structure and my cardio, although I was so beautiful as a male, I was even more beautiful as a female, clearly. And when I went to transition in my teens, I fought to transition. Yeah. And when I finally got to that place, then, puberty hit in, 18 hit. I wasn't the person who wanted to take hormones from just any random person on the street. I didn't trust people. It's hard for me to trust them still today. And I didn't want to buy a needle that I didn't know what was in it, who it came from, and who used it before me. And so that was not an option. I did not have too much health care back then. I was young. And so I didn't have that privilege to transition properly. So when the hair started growing in and then the masculine features really kicked in, because, they kick in at a certain point when you reach adulthood, that wasn't an option for me to walk around and look like Lord knows what. I wasn't comfortable doing that. And I didn't want the people around me to be uncomfortable. So what was the options that I had was to continue to walk around as if I enjoyed looking weird, because I didn't. And also I detransitioned because it was told to me that I could have contacts with my siblings. And if I came as Beyonce, Pink Princess, that I would not be welcomed, and therefore my siblings would not see me. So I made a decision at 18, and I decided to reverse. And that was basically my wardrobe. So I got rid of everything, and I got other clothes that were assigned to my birth, and thus making me a plainclothes transgender. I coined that phrase way back to say I have to be a plainclothes transgender for now. I was not happy being a guy. One, I didn't know how to be one. Two, I didn't know how to interact as one. It was either be a feminine male, but then that wasn't accepted either. I couldn't be too feminine, and there was nothing masculine about me. And when I did pretend, it opened doors for me. One of them opening a door for me to be a youth pastor, where I was told to check my sexuality at the door when I go behind the pulpit. And I felt that was wrong to tell me. And so I opted out of being a youth pastor. Maybe one day I'll talk about that whole scenario and that whole situation, because there's a lot that went down there. But I never want to disrespect God, and I have nothing positive to say about it. So maybe I'll move on from that. But I detransitioned nevertheless. And I was horrible as a guy. I married a guy, and I was a horrible husband. I was a great wife, a horrible husband. He wanted to be the wife too. And that was part of the problem. We both want to throw our legs up. And yeah. When Karen comes, because she's scheduled to come back, we're going to talk about different types of surgeries and things of that nature that trans women can get. And the age-old question that people keep asking me, have I gotten Bottom surgery. See, I don't even want to talk about that. Have I gotten bottom surgery? So once and for all, I'm going to answer the question when Karen comes, but I'm not going to physically answer. I'm going to show you a picture, and I'll let you guys decide for yourself. But that's not a question that I'm ever comfortable answering. So I appreciate it if people stop asking me. But I do transition, and let me tell you, when I decided when I got older and I got more information, I was on healthcare, and I learned, hey, I can get the hormones, I can get the treatments, and I can work on my look, perfect my look, because it's all about me being comfortable first before I try to present before I try to present myself as someone who I'm asking you to respect me as. I didn't flip flop. I didn't go back and forth one day. I didn't come right out and say, this is who I am either. You know, I met people along my journey and my path who didn't know me before. And this was some of the chitter chatter. So how I did it was I got my hormones first. I let my doctor know, hey, I'm transgender and I want you to help me transition. And she was right on board. And she helped me. First, she started me off with the Premarin and the testosterone blockers. And then when the little knots developed and I grew a little titty, then when I couldn't hide that anymore, then I changed my wardrobe slowly but surely. Someone who was very attracted to me as a guy, they saw me and he said, yo, what's up with you? You looking all feminine today? And he was upset. He was telling other people, oh, why you look so feminine? And that's when I said, okay, let me just put it all out there. So it was hard to walk down the street to people that knew me one way and to say, now this is how I want to present myself. It was hard to receive their criticism and judgment. Some of them said, you're not going to look right. One person told me, you have enough problems. Why would you want to add being transgender, as if transgender is a problem? And yeah, they told me you have enough problems. Why would you want to add being transgender to it? And it was very discouraging. I went to a church during this time and I was transitioning also there. And there was chitter chatter amongst the congregation because, you know, it got back to me. One person told me, yeah, everybody's saying that you just decided you want to be a girl one day. And that was not the case. See, a lot of people speak on things that they have no clue what they're talking about. And this is part of the disrespect. This is what I have a problem with. If you don't know, I feel like you shouldn't be running your mouth in my business. But anyway, I transitioned, and let me tell you, it was the best decision I ever made in my life. The quality of life for me was now pleasant. Although other people may be uncomfortable around me with the fact that I'm trans and the whole conversation about trans, for me, this is what and who, and there was a question here earlier, do you know today who you are? Yes, this is who I am. And back up. Are we supposed to stay stagnant in not knowing who we are? And when you know exactly who you are, do you then go for it? Absolutely, you have to. Because you have one life to live. You have to live it. And you can't depend on other people for your happiness. Those are three things I live by. One life to live. I gotta live it. And I'm not dependent on nobody for my happiness. So transitioning was the best thing. Staying true to myself was the best thing that I ever did for me. Yes, I lost a lot of things when I decided to transition, like family. Everyone and their mother were my friend before that. I'm not somebody who was just a nobody in life. I've always been in the public eye. If you know, you know. And I was someone who people knew and watched and saw frequently. I lived a nightlife, and it was very lucrative. And it wasn't a prostitution lifestyle. It was very much an entertainment lifestyle, and it was all connected. And so yeah, I lived a pretty decent, cool life. It was pretty fun. But like I said, I had no clue how to be a man living in society. I am grateful for the experience that I had when I had to transition into a man, when I went from being a girl back to a guy, to have a relationship with my family. There were children being born into there that I got to spend a lot of time with. There was one that, hell, I practically raised this guy. And being that I had that experience, I wouldn't change it for anything. So I have a question for the community, basically for the trans community. Is there a certain time frame that you have to be on hormones, be on testosterone blockers? Do you have to have certain things done to yourself in order to fit in the category of being transgender? So that's my question of the day. It is being posed to the transgender community. And yeah, I'd really like to know what you think. You could drop it in the comments if you're watching live. If not, whenever you get a chance to it, just answer the question. I frequently listen and watch a lot of these conversations, and I'm learning so much, even being a member of the trans community. There is a lot that I'm being taught, and I welcome it. I love to learn so that I'm not ignorant. Anyway, you're watching the Come Out Talk Show. I am your host, Pink Princess. When we return, I'm going to be your guest for today. I have a story to tell you, and I think you're going to like it. We'll be right back. Oh, we got that one? Y'all know the love of my life, Skittles. Want to show you today. It's gloomy, so every time it gets gloomy, Skittles just wants to sleep. Oh, speaking of Skittles, hold on. Let me show y'all something. Do we got it? Hold on. Hold up. Look at this. Take a look. So, myself and my boo, where we at? Right here. Bam. 3,500 views. So, Krilla let me know that we went viral. And that's cool. That's pretty cool. And then I got some views on my own. But it was a video that I had uploaded on Facebook of my little cutie right here. It said, bark at your dog and get their reaction. So watch, I'm gonna do it right now. And that's exactly how it went. His facial expression kills me. So we went viral. Yeah, I've been trying to go viral for years. And it was just with me and Skittles. If you want, you go take a look at it. So since we got like 10 minutes left, I'm going to be your guest. And I'm going to just tell you a story that happened to me this week. So I used to have to walk around, and I say used to because now I realize, now I gotta say it. Used to have to walk around, and when approached, and I'm talking about men and safety here for a moment. For me, I always keep it on the eye. I don't speak for no other trans woman. Okay, this is me. So there's a place that I frequent a lot. It's a store. I buy my food from there. I buy my junk food from there. I buy everything from there, pretty much. And I go there all the time. There's a young man there who I always stop by his register when I'm done. And just because I think he's so sexy, and apparently he thinks I am also. I usually have to keep my face covered because it's COVID. And now that they've relaxed the laws, sometimes I don't always keep it on. And especially in the summer, I know I'm going to have a hard time doing that. But I had it off a few times, and I always look my best when I leave my home, and which is pretty good, pretty damn good. And I guess I caught his eye. And shout out to King Cleetrell. We were out and we stopped by the store, and I was buying something, and before I could purchase what I was buying, he slipped me a receipt in my hand. And before I could say, this isn't my receipt, I noticed it had his number on it. So and he was nervous, like he was shaking when he handed it to me. The store was crowded and he didn't want nobody to see him pass it to me. So I took it, and I'm very big on not being like, and let me say this, I have no problem with a DL man, a man on the down low, a man that creeps, a man that got a woman that want to do his thing on the side. That's your business. Just for me and where I want to go in my life and my future and where I've been, because I used to dibble and dabble with DL men. It's not for me personally, but I don't knock it. To each his own. But let me be me also. So the story I'm about to tell is a story. I'm not bashing anyone, but keep in mind, if I want to, I will. Because sometimes I get tired of people hitting me up telling me what I should say and what I shouldn't say. I'm going to say exactly what I want to say. Capiche? Capiche. So, me and Terrell left, and I said, oh, wow, he just gave me his number. He was like, really? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, and I whispered to him, I said, never mind what I said. Anyway, so I text this guy, and we began to talk. We talked that whole day, actually. He let me know what time he was getting off. It was kind of late, 2 in the morning. But he asked me, could he stop by if I want to smoke with him, some bud. And I made it very clear. I said, if you think you're coming over here for me to suck on anything, or for you to try to fuck me, or me fuck you, or you thinking you're going to suck anything on me, or lick anything, or stick anything, I said, absolutely not. I don't get down like that. I get down when I want, with who I want. He said, no problem. He said, I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not looking for sex. We can chill. You'll see. It'll be all right. And I said, all right. So it's like 2 in the morning. And the store is pretty close by my house. So he locks up, comes over. And I say, so I met him downstairs. He security called me to let me know that I have a guest. I met him downstairs and I brought him up. He was so polite and kind. He hugged me. I hugged him. He's tall. He's about my height. We looked at each other right in the eyes. I had no mask on. I had no mask on when I went in the store a few times. And so he comes in and he sees he's like, hey, I know you, and they explain over there. I say, oh, seats. I sit down, and he says, he said, I see you around the neighborhood quite often, and he said, okay, you approaches me, I let you know that I say I'm transgender, is what it is, but I don't know what to say. And I'll keep it real. Usually their response is, I know. So I figure, since you already fucking know, why do I have to keep saying it? So I usually do say I'm transgender. You know I'm transgender. That's my line. You know I'm transgender, right? Just to make sure. I want to hear you say it. Because I don't ever want to be in a situation where somebody don't know, and bam, they stuff me in a closet, put me in a duffel bag, leave me on the side of the curb, chopping off my head, throwing it in the river. Some of y'all are like, oh my gosh, she's so graphic. Because these are the things that happen to transgender women. When I've grown up in my life, there's a few of my friends whose heads were floating around in the Hudson River and their bodies found over here. Or so yeah, I don't want that to be my scenario. So as he said this, something maybe he don't know. So I said, just like this, I said, you do know. He was surprised, and he said, no. He said, I didn't know that. I did not know you were transgender. And I said, well, yeah, I'm transgender. Penis. And I said, that's none of your business what I have going on between my legs, because I have not invited you. I said, okay. So it became awkward, and I said, yeah, it's kind of too late to have these kind of conversations. So I said, can I call you a cab? Pay for. But while he was waiting for his cab, we had a conversation, and he just kept asking me, do I have a penis? A penis. And then he said, oh, okay. And I said, why? If I had a penis, then did I just, oh my God. I did, didn't I? Fuck. So I said, no, I do not have a penis. And he said, okay, because that's different. He said, I've been with transgender women who don't have a penis. And I said, oh. I said, so you're comfortable hanging out with me if I don't have a penis? And he said, yeah. And I say, even though I haven't invited you between my legs, and I said, and you will never know what's between my legs, to be honest. He said, yeah, because I've been with other transgender women who have had the surgery. And I said, okay. So I said, no, we will not be hanging out. And I said, I'm highly offended by how this night has turned out. And so I'll show you to the door now. And I said, can you wait for your cab downstairs? And he slowly walked. Don't y'all hate that when they slowly putting on their damn socks and shoes and coat, and they slowly walk, and they want to keep talking? Like, once a woman or a man says, okay, that's it, get your shit on and go. As fast as you came in, as fast as you should go out. What are we lingering? So as I opened the door, he kind of pushed it. He said, but I don't really want to leave. He said, I really want to chill with you. I want to watch a movie. He said, I want to cuddle with you. And I said, because you think you know what's between my legs. And he said, well, now I'm scared. He said, I'm scared to find out what's between your legs. And I said, boo-boo, you will never find out what's between my legs. And I opened that door, and he's fine. But me, I've always been with fine men. I've been with really good-looking men, and I'm not pressed by that. They come and they go. I don't have to be with a man with no teeth and bad breath and looking like just anything. I'm selective. I used to say picky, but I'm selective. And so he left. I let him out, and then I turned around and I said, welcome to passable privilege, bitch. And I've always hated that word, passable privilege, because the girls that say, oh, I have passable privilege, we know what y'all saying. Y'all saying, well, you're ugly and I'm not, and I can pass and you can't, so you stay over there and I'm over here, and you're not one of us and you're not. And it never dawned on me that I now have to tell people that I'm transgender, even when I don't want to. for my own safety, I have to say I'm transgender. But for me, that was a whole compliment, and I thank you for that experience. It boosted up my confidence level. If you think my confidence level was high before, baby, you have no idea what that situation has done for me now. But that situation could have went many different ways. He could have slayed me in here. He could have beat me in here, but he was very nice the whole time. He kept apologizing. After I told him I was transgender, he said, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. He said, I'm sorry. I didn't know. I know his homeboys, and I guess they don't know either. So yeah, that's my little story and my little spiel. So, well, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I'm sorry about the guests when they can't show up. I really have no control over that. So real quick, before we end, let me just tell you how we do the guests. The guests are pre-booked in advance, months in advance. The guests are contacted throughout the week, Monday, Wednesday, and definitely Friday, and I definitely keep in touch with them on Saturday. We have flyers made up. We are good here. We let them know what time we go live, which is 3 p.m. on Saturdays. We always let them know before they're even booked. We let them know what time they go live here. Okay? 3 p.m. If you cannot get here by 3 p.m. and you want to come at 3:45, 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 12 midnight, that doesn't work for me. I have a life. I have other things that I need to do. And I have no problem canceling. For this season, we have not asked anyone to come. Maybe a few people. Grella, don't turn off the lights. How dare you? Grella just turned off the lights in the studio. And we don't ask or beg people to come to the show. We're not doing that. The only people we've asked to come here this season is probably the talent show people. And sometimes people think they're a legend in their own mind. But one thing I can't do, I'm going to keep it on the eye, is I can't kiss nobody's ass. I can't beg. And I can't hold up my show to convenience you. I'm not rebooking. I'm not chasing nobody down. And that's just that. Come by the show if you want to. If you don't, I'm fine. Let's keep it moving with little to no drama. But if you get disrespectful and you come out the side of your neck, I'm going to come out the side of mine also. Well, I'll see you guys next week. We're going to end it with our theme song, Like a Hurricane. I hope you all have a great, wonderful weekend. Next week, I'm gonna do something real different. I'm gonna plan it this week, and I want to see how it happens. We do have a guest scheduled for next week, and I like to think that she's going to show up, and I look forward to chatting with her. She's someone that I'm really cool with, and I look forward to seeing you next week. So have a great weekend, everyone. You're watching the Come On Talk Show. I'm your host, Pink Princess. Bye.
You're a rebel, getting into trouble. You're kinda like a fire, like a fire, like a fire. Unpredictable, so original. You're never backing down, backing down, backing down. It's one like you, so dangerous. I get this rush when I'm with you. I go all in to lose or win. Nothing's up to knock them down. It's the way we keep our heart moving like a hurricane. There will come a time for when we can wash away your sins. Never have to let it. We're like a hurricane. I give you a try. You're so different, kind of ignorant. You don't care what people say, people say, people say. I'm going crazy for you, baby. Don't know how you make it make me feel this way. What can I say? So dangerous, I get this rush when I'm with you. I go all in to lose or win. Nothing's such an up and down. It's the way we keep our heart moving like a hurricane. Now come and talk and we can wash away our sins. So I'll never have to let it. We're like a hurricane.